Yesterday, the trade representative, Greer, was testifying before Congress. And during the testimony, Greer said, "We are not pausing the tariffs. No, 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 no." And during the testimony, the tariffs were paused. There ensued a conversation that I think calling it amateur hour doesn't go nearly far enough. And this exchange raises significant questions about market manipulation, about insider trading, all of which we will get to. But look, how can anyone trust the United States if this is how we do business when the trade representative is testifying to A while Trump is outside saying we are canceling A? Listen to this.
Mr. Trade Representative, are you aware that the tariffs have been paused?
I am, yes.
When were you made aware of that?
Well, I understood the decision was made a few minutes ago.
Sitting here.
Under discussion.
Sitting here, under discussion. So did you know that this was under discussion, and why did you not include that as part of your opening remarks?
So typically what I don't do is divulge the contents of my discussions with
What are the
President.
details of the pause?
So right there. That implies that he knew Trump was considering a pause, but because those were private conversations, he showed up and testified to something completely different. This is his first claim. It's not that I had no idea. It's not that they sent me up here like a lunatic to say you're doing one thing and then while I'm here, you're doing a different thing. It's that I knew that he was considering it, but I can't testify to that because it was a private conversation. Well, then your entire testimony is just based on lying.
Well, my understanding is that because so many countries have decided not to retaliate, we're going to have about 90 days.
No, excuse me? China increased their tariffs on the United States. Trump blinked.
What's the blink, sir?
What do you know about this pause? What are the details of it?
Well, the details, as I understand it, is that China continues to retaliate. Other countries didn't retaliate. The president 2 or 3 days ago said we wanted to negotiate with those countries that asked for meetings. That's what we're doing.
What are the details? How long is the pause? How many days? How many weeks?
I understand it's 90 days. I haven't spoken to the president since I've been in this
So the trade
hearing.
representative hasn't spoken to the president of the United States about a global reordering of trade.
That's right. That's exactly what's going on.
Yes, I have.
And
I've just been in the hearing with you, sir.
But yet he announced it on a tweet?
Yeah.
WTF? Who's in charge?
The president of the United States is in charge.
And what do you know about those details?
Well, as I mentioned...
it looks like your boss just pulled the rug out from under you and paused the tariffs, the taxes on the American people. There's no strategy. You just found out 3 seconds ago sitting here. We saw you.
We've been discussing a variety of...
If you came here knowing that you were going to be turned off, that these tariffs were going to be turned off, why didn't you include that in your opening statement? Why didn't you reference that as part of your testimony?
Well, I don't disclose my conversations with the president, sir.
These were specific questions we asked you all along. What's the strategy? These are real consequences for the American people and small businesses. I had a group of small businesses in my office earlier today talking about the impacts of these tariffs on aluminum and steel. This is amateur hour, and it needs to stop. What does this even mean for your negotiating strategy? How are you in charge of negotiation?
It's this painful for an additional 3 minutes and then really hours if you want to review the full testimony. When other countries see that this is the way the United States now operates, we lose credibility in humiliating fashion. Why would anyone enter into an agreement with a Trump administration that runs the country when these agreements mean nothing? And on a whim, because Trump sees a red number instead of a green number on Fox News, or because someone shows up at the White House and gives him an idea, everything changes and does a 180 on a dime. Now, even if the stock market were to fully recover to the pre-tariff levels, we would still have done irreversible damage because we are no longer credible as trade partners. But of course, that didn't happen. And as we speak, the Dow down another 1,000 points. Later in the show, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is, was this entire thing a pump and dump insider trading scheme? I don't know the answer, but it's looking very, very ugly. Quick break, back after this. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. It's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what the Echo Machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get the Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out the Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.